This is my summer reading pile, my summer to read list. As the school year ends, my name is Colby Sharp and I'm a teacher. I teach 5th grade in Michigan. And we're almost done with school, and as the year gets closer to an end, I start making a pile of all of the books that I want to read during the summer. I read all year, but summer is kind of extra special because you have some extra time, and all my students are making to-read lists, and they're gathering books and getting ready for the summer. So I did the same thing. I'm so excited. I want to tell you about the books that I hope to read over summer. I will tell you this, I won't read all of these books. This is the goal. But other books, I will read more books than this, but other books will find their way into the pile. Some books might move down the pile. Some books I might start and not love. All that stuff is possible. But I love this. I'm so excited. The anticipation, the possibility, the story, like thinking about like book talking these. There could be the next Newbery Medal winning book could be in this stack. The next book that changes the lives of some of my readers. The next book that I kick off a year and read aloud to my students. The possibilities, my friends. The possibilities are endless. So I'm going to just kind of walk you through my stack here and see if maybe there's some of these books that you want to read. But before I start talking about my books, if you could let me know down in the comments below, what books are on your to-read list? What books are you excited to read? What books should I add to my pile? All right, the first one, My Jasper June by Laurel Snyder. Laurel Snyder is one of my favorite authors. They've actually the very first advanced reader copy. So publishers send out books before they come out. Like this book hasn't come out at the time of the filming of this video. Before they come out, so like reviewers and different people can talk about them. The very first book that I ever read in advanced reader copy was her book Bigger Than a Bread Box, and I was hooked. That summer I read Bigger Than a Bread Box by Laurel Snyder and Anne Ursu's book that came out that summer too, Breadcrumbs. It was so fun. But My Jasper June, I know nothing about this book. I've avoided reading anything about it. I'm not going to read the back. I'm not going to read what anyone has to say online because I just want to experience Laurel's story for myself, one page at a time. Super excited. Next up is Julie Murphy's Dear Sweet Pea. You may know Julie's work from Dumpling, which was made into a Netflix movie. She's an amazing young adult author. She's super fun to follow on Instagram. But she's moving to middle grade, which is really exciting. So I'm really excited to see what her middle grade debut is like. Super pumped to read that. Jennifer Nielsen, Words on Fire. It just looks so darn good, and my kids love her work and I love her work, and I actually haven't read her last couple of books. I didn't read Resistance or A Night Divided, I know, and I know that I'm missing out. I know that these are books that my kids would want to read and that I need to be book talking and be familiar with, so I need to read this one this summer. Next up, The Paris Project by Donna Gephardt. I will just read anything that Donna writes. Like if she writes a book, I'll read it. So automatically added to the list. I've had some friends online who've read this and have been saying some really, really good things. I think Patrick Andrus read it, so I always trust him. If he didn't read it, then that makes no sense. But I'm really excited to read that. Alan Gratz's Allies. I have a kid in my class who has fallen in love with reading through Alan's books this year. Boom. Thanks, Alan. So really pumped to read his latest book. Refugee is one of the best books I've read in a long time. So excited to read it. Allies, can't wait. Tim Tingle's Doc and the Detective in Graveyard Treasure. I've heard some people talking about Tim's work. I have not read any of his books. So I'm excited to dig in and hopefully I'll find a new author that I love, and then I can go backwards from this one and read more of his books. So super pumped about that. Too Cool for Middle School YouTuber sent me this book in a collaboration we did. So excited to read it. One of my teaching friends at the school saw that video, bought this book, read it in one day, and loved it. So Miss Allen gave this book a big, huge thumbs up, and she is one of my favorite readers here in Parma. So excited to read this one. Me and Sam Handle the Apocalypse. Does it look fun? I read the back, and it sounded really, really good. And I love the cover, and I'm 37 and I still like covers, and they help me pick what books to read. So look great. So added it to my list. Where my students are currently reading Inside Out and Back Again. A bunch of kids in book club are finishing it up. It's our last book club pick of the year. And she has a new book, so I'm really stoked to read this. I believe it's a young adult novel, so I'm going to take this one on vacation, so since it's a little longer, and have a nice little bit longer book. We'll have a little more time to read. For black girls like me, I've been hearing some good things about this book as well. I don't really know much about it, except for when good people say good things about a book, I usually add it to my stack towards the top. Each Tiny Spark by Pablo Cartaya. I really like Pablo's books. I read his first two books, loved both of them. So he is in my author rotation of books that I will read when they publish a book. I don't know if that sentence made sense, but if Pablo publishes a book, I will read it. Hi, Pablo. Hope you're doing well. Same thing with Ellie Swartz. I have read some great books by Ellie Swartz. Her book, Finding Perfect, I think 2 or 3 of my students that read it this year said it was their all-time favorite book. One girl, just anytime anyone was looking for a book, tried to bring them Ellie's Finding Perfect. So doesn't that make you happy? Like, isn't that what reading's all about? Finding a story that sticks with you and is so important and sees you so much that you want other people to see you through reading that story. Books, man. Books. Jake Burt, The Tornado. Look at this cover. Let's do this. Pretty cool. I need to read this. I read his first book, Readings from Witness Protection, and really loved it. So I'm super stoked to read this one. I hope it's as awesome as that one. It's got like some interesting stuff on the page. So excited to read that. Margarita Engel, Dreams from Many Rivers. I love her work. I love the books that I've read that she has written. Always blow my mind, always push my thinking, always touch my heart. She's just one of the best, so always look forward to seeing her name on the cover of a book and to just experience that and see where it takes me. And finally, I can make this promise. I don't know anything about this book. I don't even remember putting this book in my stack, but it's in my stack for a reason, so it must be something that I should read. I love that. Like, you make these stacks, and then time passes, and you don't even remember how they got in your stack. Doesn't it look good, though? Oh, it's a debut. I love debuts. These are the books that I'm reading this summer. Aren't you excited for me? I would love to know the books that you're reading. Put them down in the comments below. Let me know, or let me know which one of these books you want to read the most. Have a great, great day. I hope books that you're reading fill your heart, push your thinking, and make you a better human. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have an awesome-tastic day, and happy, happy reading.